My mentality around the outsourcing is trying to get you to think about it. I don't mean that in the sense of, hey, consider that. Hey, consider this. I mean it in the sense of seeing if I can get you to just have a recurring thought in your mind, something that comes into mind more often, of something along the lines of when you come across a task, your first thought isn't, how can I do this? The first thought is, who could do this? If you can transition to that being a natural part of your mental dialogue, a natural part of your vocabulary, then occasionally you'll come up with an answer. Because the initial problem with this, right, the first time that we talked about this, your immediate reaction, and by the way, I'm not saying this to make you feel like, oh, everybody's the same. I'm trying to show you that this is like part of the process is your reaction was the same that everyone's reaction has been when I bring this up, which is the thing that I'm doing is really important and I don't want somebody to mess it up and it's unique to what I'm doing. And every single person has that exact same first argument because that's an ego argument, right? And also, it doesn't mean it's not true. It can totally be true. But also, like, if it's a pattern of that's always what people say at the beginning, then there's an ego element to it of sort of protectiveness, right? So when the ego is involved and the ego has an argument against a concept, then usually that concept is not to be considered at all because the ego likes to decide absolutely. It likes to say, okay, no, this particular thing is totally out of the question because it's a protective thing. So I'm trying to sneak past that and get to the point where it's just one of the questions that you typically ask, where it's just a normal thing that you go, huh, I wonder how this could get done without me. If you naturally start to have it in your mental story, then sometimes there's an answer. Certainly not all the time, because you are special, you are unique, which means that there are times when if you do something, it will move things forward in a unique, special way. Like that's important, and that's the magic. But the idea is the magic isn't everywhere. The thing that makes you you isn't all of you. It's not every single aspect of what you do. It's not how you brush your teeth. If you could outsource brushing your teeth, you should do it, you know? Like it's just a one aspect of you. It's a maintenance thing, right? In that particular case. It's not the thing that makes you unique. So if you want to leverage your unique capabilities, then you have to be willing to sacrifice the hold the ego has on other elements. And the way it starts to be more possible to make that sacrifice is to have it just in your story of, well, what about this? What about that? It kind of relates to years ago, I decided I wanted to be able to travel. And I couldn't travel yet at the time, but I decided to start by just getting myself set up for it. So I started with the goal of like throw away a trash bag worth of stuff every week. And the first trash bag was really, really hard. And by the last trash bag, several weeks later, I was convincing myself, I was going, no, 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 you do actually need 7 pairs worth of shirts. You do need a week's worth of clothing. You should probably keep that. And I'm going, no, but I could live without it. I want to throw it away. Because I had inserted this positivity around getting rid of things into my story so well that I just wanted to start getting rid of more things. So if you can insert this question into your story of, well, somebody else could do this part, could somebody else do this part? Then you start to naturally find places for it. Because there's no way I could say, you need to get this specific spot outsourced. You need to hire out this specific thing. Because even if I were right, the ego involved that says, wait, no, that's the special sauce. So even if I'm right, that's the issue. But also, I'm not likely to be as right as you would.